Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Pikeway, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show. So, Car Talk is what you're listening to. It's great to have so many of you joining us, and we always have a full list of things to speak about. And this evening, we thought we would take things in a slightly, maybe unorthodox direction, slightly different. We talk about cars. We love to go out and talk about the stereo, talk about the headlights, talk about the taillights, talk about the seats, talk about the cabin. Shahzad is taking it to the new extreme. He's in the car right now. So, Shahzad, now I got a quick question, Shahzad.
Yeah.
When we played the intro, you heard it. You did go boom, 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 didn't you?
I did in my head. Yeah, totally. I thought I shouldn't out loud because people in the car next to me might go, "What is the matter with that bloke?" You know, but I did in my head. Yeah, definitely. So, and I'm quite conspicuous, you see, because in the vehicle that I'm in, it stands out a little bit, you see.
Tell us what you're driving.
I'm driving a bright red Charger Hellcat.
Oh man.
Now you see why I didn't want to come into the studio. You see, I thought I like this place so much. I thought I'd just do the show from here.
It's one of those cars, isn't it? It's truly going to be that iconic car that we look back on, 10 years from now and say, yeah, this is the car.
This is, if you think about it, here's a different way of looking at it. This is the Bugatti Veyron of ordinary cars.
Hold on. This is the Bugatti Veyron of ordinary cars.
Yeah. You see what I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at?
This
is a car you can conceivably buy, afford, run, right, on a regular basis. But it is so much more than anything else that you could get at this price range in this segment.
Okay, so people, right? I mean, this is a wonderful month because we've been talking about this for at least the last 3 weeks. The car dealers are making it so easy for you to get the car that you want, the car that you love, the car that you've been dreaming of. They've got great specials. They've got great offers. They've got showrooms jam-packed. They want to sell you these cars, and they want to make you smile when you drive it out of the showroom.
Oh, yeah. They will bite your hands off right now.
So
they will eat your checkbook alive.
The Charger Hellcat, what's this thing going to run me back?
Well, I have heard rumors of the Ramadan offers because they're not advertising these. So these are like you go down there and you go and ask them, right? But I've heard you can pick up one of these for $300 or less.
Really?
I mean, you think about it. That's 707 horsepower. It's the most powerful production car that you can buy today. That's not a lot of money to ask for something like that.
And it looks nice too. I mean, it's got that hood with the spoiler on it, and it just makes you smile when you get in, doesn't it?
Oh, it's very dramatic. You see, I've been using, the key's got that remote starter feature.
Yeah.
Right? I've been using that every time. Not because I need to, but just because I want to hear it start up as I'm walking towards it. You know what I mean?
Shahzad, when you're in the garage, say whether it's at where you live or whether, you just head over to Mall of the Emirates or something, when you're in the garage and you start that thing from 100 meters away, does it turn heads? Do people turn around and stop?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I took my wife out in it yesterday, and I said, "Watch this." Right? And she went, "Oh, my God." And she was like, "This is just embarrassing." That's how loud it is. It's an occasion. It's an event. So I went to pick up Junaid from school today. He's doing his exams. He's doing the last of his IGCSEs.
Hold on. So you went and picked up your teenage son in
That's right.
the Hellcat.
In the Hellcat. And he said, I'm not in school. I'm just waiting in the McDonald's next to the petrol station. So he was in there. When I got there, his friend came outside because he was like, "What is that?" And he said, "Is that a Hellcat? Is that a Hellcat?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is a Hellcat." And I was like, "What, do you want to ride?" And he's like, "Yeah." So can you imagine? And we're talking about what is essentially a four-door family saloon that evokes that kind of passion and that kind of excitement. Can you think of another car that does that?
Now, hold on a second. And I think you've nailed this, Shahzad, right? Just perfectly on the wall. You can hang a picture on it. This is a family car. What's
You heard it, right?
Yes.
You heard it.
This is a family car, so I can get the family in the back seat comfortable. This isn't like putting them in the back of a Camaro or something.
There are no compromises. There are no compromises at all with this car. This is a full four-door Charger, and as we know, a Charger is a... And listen to this. I'm just waking up most of Arabian ranches as I'm making my way to the studio right now.
You're squawking around the circles, aren't you? I think we can hear you in the studio, and this studio is padded.
Probably can in a minute, yeah. I'm just heading into studio for you now. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the point of this vehicle, is that this is a family vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the willpower and the ability to not go heavy on that throttle, nobody would know. People that know, obviously, and it does look dramatic, but nobody would know that you're in the most powerful car on the planet. That makes this crazy, whining, growling, mad menace of a sound that just drives everybody bonkers. But it's one of those. It is a have your cake and eat it sort of car, isn't it?
A have your cake and eat it car. I see. Listen, it sounds like you're on the racetrack. It sounds like it is the beast from hell going, I must get you to the studio because I'm fed up of you yapping in the car. Well, you know what, Shahzad? We'll talk to you in a few minutes. I know that you're pulling in.
Cool. I'm going to run in now. Okay, I'll see you in a minute.
Great. Thanks, Shahzad. Shahzad Sheikh, Motoring Middle East. He's going to be he's driven to the studio. He wanted to talk about the Hellcat Charger that he's driving, and it is, you heard it. You heard it as he was going around the circles, as he was giving it a little bit of gas. This is 700-plus horsepower engine in a family car. I mean, does it get better than that? We're going to hear a little bit more about that. Igor is texted through right now. He's driving a red SRT 300 Chrysler right now. Is this the same Igor who used to be on Dubai Eye? I think it is. Amazing performance and sound. And isn't that the key to these cars? We're going out and buying a car these days. If you're going to go out and get something, you want it to look good. You want it to sound good. You want it to turn heads. You want to have performance, but you also want to have, and if this is the same Igor that I'm thinking of, you got a family. So you got to fit the family in that in that vehicle, and you want it to be safe. The whole neighborhood is crazy about it. This is Igor talking about his SRT 300 Chrysler that he's driving right now. We want to hear from you. What are you driving? What would you love to be driving that you could actually afford? What are you looking at? Have you got some questions about things that you might like to get, might not like to get? Get in touch with us, 4001-04-423-1010. Ahmed's come through and says, that supercharger whine is awesome. This comes from Sammy. The supercharger whine is awesome. See, there's nothing better than doing a car review when the person is driving the car. I think that's the way to do it. We want to hear from you. We want you to get involved in the program. This is Car Talk. Motoring Middle East is around. They're going to be in the studio in a second. Well, Shahzad is. Imtishan is in Spain. So we might call him too. See what he's driving. I think, you know what? We could do the mobile show. And, you know, we'll also call, we'll just talk to everyone. We want to hear from you. What are you driving? What do you love? What don't you love? And if there's some good deals out there, we want to hear about those as well. This is Car Talk.
I'm here, but I'm not really here.
You're here, but you're
so
not.
Just for the sake of that, boom, boom, boom.
There you go. He's back in the studio. Oh man. Hey, you know what? I gotta share this cool thing. There's so many neat things going on out there right now, and a lot of them have to do with just great options with cars. Now you're driving this fantastic vehicle,
the Hellcat.
Yeah, which we're going to hear more about. I mean, you're driving the Hellcat.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
You're driving a crazy car.
I'm broadcasting at the same time.
I think I'm going to drive a Figo for a few days to get my own feel
cool.
for it. Yeah. So
is that sorted?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
excellent. That's really good. You'll love that. It's really good.
Well,
good fun, that little thing.
I did ask them.
The polar opposite of the car that we're talking about right now.
And I did say to the folks over at Ford, do you have the base model standard?
Right, no, because they don't have the manual version.
No, and they said, we don't have that manual version in our display fleet at all. And I said, come on, guys.
No, I think that would be like a fleet spec, like a company spec
I
sort
said,
of thing.
come on, I want the company spec one. And they go,
yeah, but you know, this is the thing. I mean, a lot of readers of ours, of motoringme.com, also, sometimes they'll complain about the spec of car that we're getting to test or that we're reviewing or that we're featuring, in our videos or on the website or on our social media. The trouble is that we have to take what the manufacturer gives us, and we normally take the cars that some, not all manufacturers have on their press fleet. So there's some manufacturers that do run a press fleet. Understandably, from their point of view, they want to show off their product in the best possible light. So what they tend to do is to get the best spec, best optioned version of their car to give out to the media. And this is actually turning into a global thing now, I've noticed, because I've noticed that the spec of cars, sometimes the spec of the press car that we get here is identical to the spec car, to the press car that you would get if you were a journalist in America or if you were a journalist in Europe. So, this is a thing that they do. And honestly speaking, aside from going out and buying cars ourselves, there isn't much we can do about that, but we try to encompass all aspects of the car. We try to bring you an idea of what the car might be like without X option or Y option or whatever, but it's sometimes it's difficult. But having said that, I mean, you say you're not getting the base spec Figo, but you're still getting a car that is quite basic and will be quite a lot of fun to drive, I should imagine. When are you getting that?
I think it's coming tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
They're going to drop it off tomorrow. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun to give that.
So a great affordable city runabout. Yeah. Before the Hellcat, I was driving something rather more sensible,
All right, what was you driving?
I was driving a Renegade.
Oh, man, I want to drive that thing.
I'm sure we could arrange that.
Okay, let's arrange that.
I'll let the guys know.
Let them know. I'm truly, I mean, I saw the pictures you posted up on. I said, I really think that when the old Wrangler dies, the Renegade's going to be the next thing.
It's value for money. Yeah. It can't be beat. I put a video up the other day, 5 things I like about this car. And, it's got great funky looks on the outside. It's got this fantastic interior, which is actually, this is the thing about the Renegade. The first time I saw it in the pictures, I thought it was going to be one of those small Suzuki-sized cars. Yeah. It's not.
No,
it's quite huge. A reasonably practical family-sized vehicle.
Okay, so you got to get me on their press list.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Here's the thing. You're driving around in this nice car. Maybe you got a Renegade. Maybe you're like me. You got this Jeep that's got lots of dents and things. I had this wonderful email from a automotive repair services, ARS, British run and owned. What do? Take dents out of cars.
Oh right, yes. There's a few companies.
There's a few of them doing that.
Yeah,
that's paintless dent repair.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, and I'm reading through it, and I'm looking, what they're doing, and they use they've got all sorts of specially designed tools and technicians to go with the tools. Yeah. And literally, they make your car those. It's the thing. You got the brand new car. Yeah. You take it over to the mall. Person beside you doesn't like the fact that you got a new car, and does that crack with the door.
And my family wagon, I swear to God, is as if somebody had one of those little air guns. One of those air machine guns and just peppered the side of it. That's what it looks like right now, because it's just completely, there's just notches every few millimeters. It's just crazy.
It takes about 5 minutes a dent.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you about anywhere, around approximately 450 dirhams. You know what? If I've got that mega dent in my door from some nice friend who's decided to open their door hard into my car, and every time I walk to my vehicle, because it's the only thing you see.
That's it, yeah.
And I only need to get...
But the thing is, these things are always more noticeable to the owner than they are to... Because when we have a new car, we know the car intimately. And when there's the slightest blemish on it, it stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But for the rest of the world, they can't actually see it. It's just that as the owner, you will see it. Of course, if you're pepper sprayed along the side, then there's a different matter entirely. But definitely worth checking out. My only problem is that... Okay, you'll go down there and you'll spend your 450 and you'll get it done and you'll get it fixed, and you come home. Next time you go to Mall of Emirates or whatever, you come back to the car and somebody's put a fresh dent in it.
Well, you know what? And that's why I say you just plan it once a year. Right. Maybe you budget it in. You say, okay, I'm going to get the 2 or 3 dents that are really bugging me, and you'll go check it out. AutomotiveRepairSystems.ae if you want to find out more. That's the guys who sent this to me. And I thought, what a great idea. Yeah. And someone said to me, are you going to go and get it done? I said, man, my cars are old. No, I like the dents in my cars. Mine are Jeep Wranglers. I need the dents in my cars.
That's why I said it's like a family wagon, right? They're battle scars. Yeah. They're battle scars. There's no point fixing them now because they're just there. That's just part of the personality of the car.
Let's go through a couple of these texts that have come in. Igor, who's driving around in that fabulous red SRT 300 Chrysler, is indeed the same Igor that I was thinking of. 3 children now, a 1-year-old and a couple that are a little bit older, and the kids just love the car. And Anna, and his wife Anna, who they used to with it. So Igor, if I remember, it's Dr. Igor, by the way. But if I remember right, they both are heavily involved with the Russian Trade Council. They'll correct me. But they also, when I met them, they used to do the Russian music show here on Dubai Eye after my show.
So first of all, that's really cool in itself, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, That is such an awesome name, Dr. Igor.
Dr. Igor.
Brilliant. I mean, that's world domination level, that is.
I know, and he's driving around.
And thirdly,
in an SRT.
He's got a Chrysler 300 SRT.
And it's red.
That is such an awesome car.
It's red.
Which, by the way, Motoring Middle East, we gave that an award this year.
Oh, man.
We gave that car an award. And one of the reasons we gave that car an award, because only 2 markets in the world, us and Australia, get that car. Even America doesn't get the SRT version of the 300. How do you like that?
Yeah, there you go. Another question that's come through, the 911 4S manual or automatic 2008, George wants to know.
Oh, for me it would be manual every time, but good luck finding one. That's the problem. That's my problem, is that because nearly every single car sold, particularly in the last decade or so, is the original Tiptronic and the later PDK. So trying to find a manual, good luck. If you found one, grab onto it with both hands and hope that it's perfect, because you should just buy it. But if you talk to Porsche engineers, they'll always say the PDK is faster. Yeah, it's faster, it's better. Why would you buy anything else? so they'll justify it. And okay, on paper it is faster, but there's just nothing to beat the feeling of driving a manual car, particularly when you're talking 911 level and sports car level. So yeah, my recommendation: go for the manual if you can find one, and if it's a good one, go for it.
Sammy's come back and he has said the Hellcat series is a modern day classic, and Shazad is right. It's so affordable. But he said so is the Mustang Shelby GT350.
Yeah.
And he says, I think I'll wait for that to be in my garage.
So that's about 650 horsepower, isn't it? So it's knocking on the door of the Hellcat. And it's very, very close.
No. Hold on a second. Are you putting anyone in the back of that car, in the Mustang, in the back seat?
Not in the new Mustang. No. It's quite tight in the new Mustang,
So it's not the same. It's just, I mean, it's going to be beautiful. Sammy's going to love it.
It's a great car. It's an awesome car. I mean, I haven't driven it yet. I'm still trying to work that behind the scenes to see if that can happen. But I have not driven that car. I've driven a regular Mustang. They are great. The 5.0 is great. This GT350 is going to be a legend for sure. But it's like James says, and not only the Charger, but even if you got the Challenger version.
Yeah.
And in fact, a friend of mine recently bought a Challenger V6. And he was in the market for another family car, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly...
How much is that setting me back?
Which one?
Challenger.
The Challenger Hellcat or a regular?
No, the V6.
The V6, I think, they're 190, something like that. Not too much at all. So he bought his used, you see.
Yeah.
And he was about to buy a family car, and then suddenly he saw this thing. And he put his kids in the back seat, and he said, they got loads of room in there.
Yeah.
So he bought himself a Challenger because, hey, why not?
Yeah. There you go.
And he's had it for a few weeks now, and he's happy as Larry. He's like, this is great.
Whoever Larry is. I don't know any Larrys.
Larry's very happy. So he's as happy as Larry is. So.
Someone told me that I wear Larry shirts.
Larry. So Larry as in Lairy, Larry as in Larry and loud, whereas Larry is a bloke who's LARRY. Sorry.
All sounds the same to me.
You say potato?
I say potato. It's Car Talk, by the way.
I'll have a sip of my tea now.
If you're wondering what you're listening to, it's Car Talk right here on Dubai Eye 103.8 FM. That's what you are listening to. We are live. We are talking cars. If you want to get involved in the program, you know what? Esther is sitting by the phone line. She's lonely. She's
loving it. But what I love is she's got such a big grin on her face. She's really enjoying it. She rocks, man. Totally brilliant.
Give us a call. You'll talk to Esther first, but then you can talk to us.
Totally.
And get involved.
If you want to just talk to Esther, then that's fine too.
That's even better. She'll relay any messages. I think there's a contingent of people who do just call in to talk to Esther.
I think so. Yeah.
What's going on, Esther?
Excellent.
It's the life of the show. We're a family.
Absolutely, yeah. Car Talk family.
We got a whole bunch more to talk about.
Cool.
We also want to talk to you. This is Car Talk. This is Car Talk, by the way. If you're wondering what you're listening to, you want to get involved in the program, 04-423-1010 is the phone number. 4001 is the SMS line. Okay, we got a quick question that's come in from a colleague of mine at Zayed University.
Okay.
And here's the thing. She was driving around in a GTI.
In a Golf GTI?
Yes.
Excellent.
For several years. And then, she might as well be Mario Andretti, okay? Like, at the end of the day, this car just ran it into the ground. Then it started to need more and more repairs, and those repairs were starting to cost way more than the budget would allow for.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So she's been driving around in a rental for a year, and she's tired of doing that. She says, look, what I'm looking for is a good car that's quick and reliable, in the 80 to 110,000 range. Doesn't have to be brand new. Service cost is not so much compared to what that Golf was costing her in the end, because the Golf and she wants something that is a bit sporty, funky looking. She said, I'd love a Range Rover Sport Supercharged would be the ideal car if I won the lottery.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen.
Range, no.
But also, not an old man's car.
Yeah, yeah.
So
what was the price range again?
Somewhere between 80 and 110,000.
110. Okay, that's not a bad budget. I mean, a couple of cars that come straight to mind immediately is two of our old favorites. One is maybe not your favorite, but Toyota 86.
Yeah.
Which I think, coming out of a GTI, where you've just enjoyed the dynamics of one of the best front-wheel drive handling cars out there, you can then move to something a bit different, which is one of the best rear-wheel drive handling cars out there, which is the Toyota 86, which will come under that in that budget. It will be reliable, it will be dependable, it will be easy to run. Yeah. Servicing is slightly on the high side, as Imtishan found when he ran one.
Right.
Whether it's higher than a Golf or not, I'm not sure, but it's higher than your average Toyota, put it that way. The second one that comes immediately to mind, which is a little bit more practical than the Toyota, because Toyota obviously doesn't have much rear space, for example, would be the Focus ST, which for 99,000, I think, that's a tremendous offer right there, and that would be worth looking at as well. And again, comparable servicing costs. I think actually probably a little bit cheaper than the Golf to run, and actually a little bit more fun. So if you still like your hot hatch, you want to stay with the hot hatch, then that's probably the way to go.
I suggested the Focus ST to her.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I said Focus ST. Hot hatch. I even used your words, hot hatch.
Hot hatch, that's what it is.
She started laughing
at me. And also
you
can go into the Tyres showroom where you can go and look at the Range Rover and then go and buy the Focus ST because she clearly likes the Range Rover,
right? So you mean
Focus?
I could buy a brand new Focus ST?
99,000. They're still 99,000, aren't they? And if you pop in now in Ramadan, I'm sure they'll be doing some sort of offer on them. Yeah, definitely.
Man, okay.
That's the car to check out, yeah. Though there are a few hot hatches, and the other one that I would strongly recommend, which is probably as good as the Focus and probably safer, would be the Volvo V40 T5. And they definitely have an offer on that at the moment, and those are also about 90,000 dirhams. So 99,000 dirhams. So worth checking it out. About the same power as the ST. Just as quick, just as much fun. Look at
nice.
We've got a little video on YouTube.com where we are thrashing the pants off it.
Yeah.
With approval of the manufacturer, I hasten to add, and it is tough as nails. It's really, really good and great fun to throw around. So definitely, if you're into the hot hatch thing, check out the Focus ST and the Volvo V40 T5.
Okay. Excellent. Well, okay, we'll pass that on. Thank you very much for that advice. Okay, we've got another one on the Renault cars, a Captur or a Duster. Where would you land?
Well, the Duster was an old favorite of ours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I'd go Captur now.
Okay.
I think the Captur is more modern, more funkier, and it's got a lot of nice touches, like removable seat covers. If you've got family, that counts for a lot.
Yeah, and that's the seller for me, those removable seats. And they've got the two-tone colors.
Exactly.
And it's big.
Yeah, it's very spacious. Yeah, and very affordable.
We've got someone who's been patiently holding on the phone line.
Excellent.
I kind of forgot they were there. Esther was just waving at me going, hey, there's a phone!
Oh, I thought Esther was just waving.
Hey, sorry for leaving you on hold for so long. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. This is Noel. Good evening, guys.
Hey,
good evening.
Great to speak to you. How can we help you out, sir?
Yeah, I've actually heard a couple of feedback a few minutes ago about hot hatches.
Yeah.
I've been driving four-wheel drive since I was here, and I'm actually in the market for a hot hatch.
What's your budget? What are you looking to spend?
Well, I'm looking at around 95 to 130. I'm eyeing at two models, the Ford ST and Alfa Romeo Giulietta.
Whoa!
So
now
if there's a third option.
Well, the third option I just mentioned the third option, which is obviously that Volvo, the Volvo V40 T5.
The Volvo.
Yeah, which is a much more fun car to drive than people think. It's really a hoot. The only thing is it comes as an automatic only, whereas the Focus comes as a manual, and I think the Giulietta is also available as a manual, but it does come with a dual clutch automatic as well.
Correct.
Now, out of those three, if you are thinking of the Alfa, now the reason that I recommended the Focus and the Volvo to the previous question asker, if you like, was that they said the running costs they said should be within budget. With the Alfa, I'm not familiar with the running costs because the dealer it's a more of a niche product, so the dealer is not as mainstream as other dealers. So I would go in there and ask them if they have a service package or something like that, so that you can look after your Alfa. But other than that, I would 100% totally recommend for you to go for the Alfa. And I have a friend who's been running the Alfa for I think 4 years now. Yeah. And I was speaking to him the other day, and I said, any issues with the car? He said, none whatsoever. All this myth about Alphas being unreliable, he said, it's nonsense.
That's in the past. That's when
it's in the past.
Ford had that as well years ago. Fix or repair daily. Not anymore.
Correct.
Now the thing is with the Alfa, out of these three cars, with the Focus you get not a mental car. With the Volvo you get safe and sensible performance. With the Alfa you get pure sex. Do you know what I mean? It is just the most glamorous.
It's a sexy vehicle.
It's the most glamorous car that you can get.
And so, the price is still in the range?
Yeah, he's got 130 range. Yeah, so within 130 you'll get it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's all-wheel drive, right?
No, the Giulietta I think is front-wheel drive, just like the other hot hatches.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, Noel, let us know when you get that thing. We want to hear the first test drive of it when you're out driving it and you own it.
Will do. Take care, guys.
Thanks,
Take
man.
care.
Bye.
Enjoy.
So there we go. We helped Noel out, and he's gonna be getting that Alfa.
That's great because we need to see more Alphas on the road. Let's be honest. There's not enough. They're beautiful, beautiful cars, and they're just not as widestream or mainstream as we'd like to see them be. But but if you buy one, you stand out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd love to own an Alfa. Here's another one that's come from Khalid. He says, "Hi guys, I have a budget of $130,000, and I'm thinking of a pre-owned 2014 Dodge Durango V6." And we love it. What's your opinion on it? Comfort, maintenance, reliability. Is there anything else within that range? So 130,000, we're looking at Durango size that's similar or better. I hate Prados and Fortunas.
That's hilarious. I love that last bit at the end. You know what? If you like the Dodge Durango, there is no reason for you not to get that car. I'm not even going to bother recommending anything else.
He's looking 2014 pre-owned, 130,000. They like
2014. That's 2 years old. They'll still be under warranty.
We got nothing like a little Land Cruiser. I mean, not the Prado.
No, he doesn't want a Toyota. He clearly doesn't want a Toyota.
Then what about a Patrol?
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of cars out there. Patrol, used Patrol maybe will be coming into that sort of price range. But you're talking V6. There's lots of other Nissans, of course. Armada, Pathfinder. There's others as well. But maybe he's not wanting a Japanese car, so
I wonder.
I would look at maybe like a GMC Acadia.
Oh, what about the Sequoia? No, I know he doesn't.
No, he doesn't want to forget Toyotas. Let's not even talk about Toyotas. Clearly, he's not a Toyota guy.
Right.
But GMC Acadia would be a car to look at.
But Durango Acadia, I think the Durango is going to get you a lot more bang for your buck than the Acadia.
I'm with it. I'm with the Durango. I'd say I'm just throwing in a few extra options in there.
Comfort, maintenance, reliability. No
real issue. No, because 2014, that's 2 years old. As long as the car's been looked after and well maintained, it should have the warranty. Please check and make sure that the warranty is valid and still remaining on the car. Extend the warranty if you can. If you're buying it through a main dealer, then no issue at all. You'll be absolutely fine. But I can't really give him a single reason not to think of that Durango. He says in his text that we love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
If you love it, then
you've got to buy that car.
And if you're looking at a pre-owned thing, you've already seen the car you want. You know the Durango you want. It's got your name on it.
That's it.
Just go get it. Go get it now.
Yeah. Send us a picture.
It's going to be gone, and then you're going to be sad.
Yeah. Don't hesitate. You want it, you get it. That's it. Yeah. That's a good car. There's nothing to say don't get that car.
Send us the picture next week so we can put it up on the show.
Brilliant. Look forward to that.
I got another one that this is. Imtishan's not here.
Yeah.
I know what the question is, guys. I need to change the tires. It's on my car. It's got a land width of 45 inches or 45, whatever it is, 45. What's a good brand to buy for my car suitable for this climate?
Wow, how long is a piece of string?
Yeah, you know what?
That is an Imtishan sort of question.
It is.
For me, tires are the black bits that go around the wheels, so they're fine. But any reputable brand, the thing that I will say is
go with the name brands. You go with your Pirellis, your Yokohamas.
Well, the Pirellis are quite expensive. You don't need to go that high. But even something like
they give you a nice tire though.
But I've been running Kumhos on my car.
Okay.
And I think the Viper comes with Kumhos. I mean, of course, they're custom Kumhos for that car. But they're quite affordable. So have a look at that. But the thing I will say about tires in this market, obviously this environment is much harsher to tires than other markets. Do not compromise with your tire. Do not leave it too late.
Yeah.
The reason why we see so many blowouts on the motorway is because people have left it too late. Tires, the rubber here tends to dry out because it's so hot here. So you have to change tires much more frequently here than you do in other markets. So don't be fooled by that. And the moment you see a blister or bulge or a bruise on the tire, you should get that tire replaced. So don't take any chances. Go out there, but don't go for any used products or any remold products or anything like that. Go for brand new tires from a reputed mainstream brand.
Yep.
And I think I would check out Kumhos. They're pretty good. And just if you're still not sure about this, then call in again next week because Imtishan will be here.
I like the Bridgestones. I like those.
Bridgestones are good. Yeah, Bridgestones are good. Yeah, a lot of Japanese manufacturers have them as OEM standard equipment on the cars. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We got another one that's coming from Muhammad. He says, "Hi guys, great show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nissan Patrol 320 horsepower or Land Cruiser 4-liter for enjoying the desert dunes and room for engine modifications." Oh.
See, this is another Imtishan question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what I will offer...
Land Cruiser, Nissan Patrol, which one do you like?
Well, what I would say, because he's gone on about desert dunes and modifications, out of those two, I think the Land Cruiser probably has more scope for modifications and more natural ability in the dunes. Just slightly. I mean, there's very little in it, to be honest, because you can now buy a Patrol Off-Road edition, can't you? You can get the Desert edition as well.
What year are we looking at here? I mean, the Nissan Patrol is also very capable. It might even be more capable. And there's lots of opportunity to do things to it. Actual engine room, we're going to have to hold over, Muhammad, to next week. We'll
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could do. I mean, if you ask me right now, I'd probably go
Land Cruiser as well. But I like the Patrol. This is the
Patrol. Well, the Patrol is sort of more in at the moment, if you see what I mean. It's sort of the current babe of the off-roaders in the desert, apart from obviously the Jeep rules. But then aside from that, Patrol is sort of getting in there, and Land Cruiser is sort of becoming a little bit old hat. But if you want something safe, dependable, reliable, and you know there's lots of people out there that have got tons of equipment and modifications for the car, that's the one probably I would recommend. Having said that, I'm of course anti-modification.
Yeah, me too.
I just wanted to go on record there.
I do nothing. I'm driving a Jeep Wrangler that is stock.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing done to it.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
That's what I think too.
Yes.
I drive into the garage and people say, "I've never seen one that's not modified."
Exactly. That's how it should be. Now you think about it. In years from now, when somebody's looking for that rare original Jeep and it's worth a lot of money, you're the guy that will have it.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly. Shazad's here from Motoring Middle East. We're talking cars. The program is Car Talk right here on Nightline. Why don't you get involved? Motoring Middle East is in the house. Shazad's here. 04-423-1010 is the phone number. 4001 is our SMS line. Ahmed's come through, says, your quick opinion on the V6 Pentastar Durango. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, we kind of answered that in the previous question, didn't we? Absolutely. But the V6 Pentastar is a legendary engine. It's a fantastic engine. So, yeah, just go for it. Brilliant. That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was excellent. Faisal Penn has come through. He says, hi, guys. Excellent show. I absolutely love it.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, he loves the show.
Wow.
A question for you.
All right.
I'm planning to buy the Lexus GS350.
Uh-huh.
Do you think I should get something German with the similar price range? Question. Coming from Faisal.
Well, I think that if you get something German, you probably won't get the spec or the engine grade that you're getting with the Lexus. I'm assuming you're buying new here. So having said that, I would just go with the GS because it's an excellent car. As long as you don't get the Lexus ES, that's the one that I think that's just an airport car.
Okay.
So, but the GS is an excellent car. It's a brand new car, in fact. It came out fresh new a couple of years ago, and now this year I think they added an F version to that. So it's performance orientated, it's fun to drive, very practical, solid machine. If you like that car, you should just go for it.
Okay, there we go. Another one that's come through from Khalid. He says, hey, I love the Land Cruiser, but pre-owned would be above my budget. So that was the Durango we were talking about there.
Yeah.
Jatton's come through and says, Michelin's are the best tires. Come on, guys.
Well, again, you see, we need an Imtishan here to argue this.
Yeah. I think it's, again, you like your Yokohamas. I really do like my Yokohamas.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I put Kumhos on, and Kumhos on the recommendation of Imtishan, by the way, I should add, and I put them on the car, a couple of years ago, just coming up to a couple of years ago, and they're still doing great.
Yeah, I need to get a set of Kumhos for mine. I'm at that point. Anyway, another one, Ayman's come through and says, is the Safari getting discontinued? This is the Safari, that's the Patrol. They've got the new and the old model still working. They've got the new body and the old body.
I think so, yeah. But I think that at some point, I think it might be phased out from what Imtishan was telling me. So, I think if you want to grab one, so if you want to grab one, you should grab one. That's what I would say.
We got another question that's come through and says, hi, I have an E250 Coupe from Mercedes purchased in 2014 via their STAR program.
Okay.
Just under 30,000 kilometers of mileage. I'm thinking whether to return or refinance the remaining balance, 160,000 dirhams. What do you think? You think about this? What do you think? What does the panel think about this model, the E250?
Well, if there was a panel here, we could ask them.
You are the panel of one.
I am the panel, yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because
do you like the car? I mean,
that would be the main question. Is like if you really like the car, and
I'm not so fond of the E250. I mean, I don't know why I'm not so fond of it though. This is the problem. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I have to say that out of the entire current Mercedes range, and this is becoming apparent because obviously there's a completely brand new E-Class that's now gone on sale. So it makes perfect sense that the current E-Class or the previous E-Class, or certainly the one that he's got, does feel a little bit old compared to the rest of the Mercedes range.
Yeah.
So, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a solid car. It's a great car.
It's a Mercedes. At the end of the day,
it's a Mercedes. It's a Mercedes. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, it's like James says, if you really like the car and you've been enjoying owning it and running it, and you think, you know what, I can't be bothered to learn a new car, or get into another car, or to go car hunting again, then you know what, stick with the car. And if you think if it works out financially for you, then maybe that's the right way to go.
And refinancing the balance of 160,000 dirhams, I'd be gasping for air at that point, thinking, why am I doing this? If I like the car, keep driving it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people there that want new products, and they want to have, and the reason people get into these schemes is precisely for this reason, so that they can up change every couple of years or so. That's one of the attractive.
And with the new models coming out.
Yeah, and the new E-Class is a way step above this car.
Yeah.
So you might well be tempted to go for the new one.
If you were in this position, you might actually say, you know what, I'm going to refinance for a new one.
If I personally was in that position and I had that E-Class and I had seen the new one, I would be tempted with the new one, because it is that much better.
There we go.
So I'd look at that option.
Another question's come through. Is the XTrail any good?
Yeah, why not?
It's
one of those it's a workhorse sort of car, isn't it? You know. No, sorry.
No, you're thinking the Xterra.
I'm confused again now.
Not the Xterra.
All of these names.
XTrail.
All of these names.
You drove the XTrail in Oman.
That's right, I did. Yeah, I drove the XTrail at the launch, and it's one of the highest videos.
Not the Xterra. Not the Xterra.
I have driven the Xterra. It's a great car.
It's a workhorse, but
that's a workhorse. That's the one that police use as well.
Yeah.
But the XTrail, I think, is an excellent family vehicle. Yeah, it's a really, really good. I think they call it something else in America, don't they?
Yeah.
What is it called in America? I'll have to look that up, but it's called something else entirely. But yeah, the XTrail, very good family car. Again, one of those good. It's one of those early sort of new generation of compact premium SUVs that came into the market. Of course, there's a lot more coming in now. Things to look at, like the Tiguan that we looked at recently, like the Renegade we were talking about earlier. But the XTrail itself, I think, is a very good car. Now, XTrail, some models they claim to have a third row seat. Yeah, that's a joke. Forget about it. I mean, if you got like toy puppets that you want to put on a seat, then that's what they're for. They're not for real people. So I would just go for the regular model with the 5 seats, and they would be fine. Yeah. If you need more seats, then you need to look for a bigger car.
There we go. Shahzad Sheikh, that's the word from him.
That's the word.
Motoring Middle East is where he lives. And always a pleasure to get you on the show and have you guys on the show. That's for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
And we're running out of time is why I'm saying this. We got a message from Jatin that's going to take the entire night, so we're going to get to it next week.
Oh, okay.
He's got a question about, he's got a whole collection of vehicles that he'd love to bring here.
Ooh.
And so he's wondering about vintage collection, bringing in any ideas about insurance and maintenance and resale here in Dubai. So we're going to wait till next week.
You know what? I would say again, do come back to us next week, because again, Imtishan will be here, and of course, Imtishan runs and owns a classic car, so he would be well up for answering those questions. He has obviously a DMC DeLorean. So get back to us next week. We will tackle that question in more detail.